Okay, so going into this week, I just want to talk about a couple of pairs. I've already done my lines and zones for this week in terms of the last high, last low of last week, and then obviously the change on the weekly chart. So as I always do, I'll go over 2 or 3 pairs and go from there. So pound dollar, again, one of my main traded pairs, so concentrate on this. Clear uptrend on the daily time frame in terms of overall. But again, this week we've failed to close above these highs. We've had another wick rejection. Yes, it's closed bullish, but there's a lot of clear resistance up in this area. So yeah, it could be an area that we react from. Now let's go to the daily. Daily again, what's it saying? Well, we had a close beyond these highs, so we could be creating a break and retest area, but we've closed back within that for now, so that could usually, for me anyway, it highlights that it could be a deeper pullback. So we also have this area here at 1.3580, which is the start of basically the higher low, the last higher low on pound dollar. That has to hold if pound dollar is still to go higher. So obviously this would be a very nice buy low area on the daily chart. On the 4 hour, we are in an area that was, well, it's the higher low of the 4 hour that created the higher high, deep pullback, more than one candle. And yeah, so we've reacted off of this area, but the sellers have came in again, creating new resistance. So let's see how price reacts around this area. We could be going for a deeper pullback. Let's see what this area is on the daily. So it's down there. So there is room. Obviously, this is support, higher low support. So it can be, as long as this area holds, then we should go higher. But it's also to be aware that the dollar will have to strengthen in some way. The pound will have to weaken, or both can happen. But that's my thoughts. You can see the daily breakout, break back in is quite clear in the 4 hour as well. You've got 13th of January area, 15th of January pops up above, and then we've came back down, and we have this clear area of resistance that is creating resistance just now. Euro Aussie, let's go over Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie, clear downtrend on the daily. Obviously, Friday we've had quite a wee bit of a pullback. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly last week was bullish, but obviously in a clear downtrend. Is this the start of a pullback on Euro Aussie? That's up for debate just now. So what I would say is obviously I'm still primarily looking for shorts in the overall week. So obviously it could go long Monday, Tuesday, and then turn around Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's the main trade. But we're at right now, if we were to look at the weekly, if we were to look at it as a range, then obviously we're close to the high. So we're in a sell high area of the range, because obviously we've closed near to the highs. So what I could expect is take out the highs of the week and then find some sellers, and then that could be a very good sell high area to at least have a deep pullback, if not turn around. On the daily, we're in clear daily resistance. It's also a break and retest area that was touched, so it's not valid anymore. I'll take that away and make things bigger a bit. We're basically just in a range. After coming down into it, we're now in a range. If we see a daily seller's candle around here, then it could make sense to look for shorts. In terms of the 4 hour, we have taken out that lower high. That's not, price isn't there right now. We've created the resistance here. Let's just make it bigger actually. We've created the resistance. We've created our resistance here, but this could be a break and retest area. Again, because it was Friday night, it's already kind of reacted and closed bearish, so we'll just have to give price more time. We also have this area here that was resistance that could turn support. It's not been retested around 1.5680, but this is why I like to give the market time. I don't like to look at things in too much detail at the weekend, because as you can see, both things can happen. We can go long or short to start the week, but that doesn't really mean that that is the bias for the week. I would still prefer shorts, but this is a very strong bullish move to the upside after a very strong bearish move. So again, it comes down to what's going to be weak, what's going to be strong across the board in terms of the euro and the Aussie. Is the Australian dollar going to be weaker than the euro? As of just now, overall, the euro's been weaker than the Australian dollar in general terms. And the last one, let's look at dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, as you can see, very similar to euro Aussie in terms of the structure trend. Last week was sideways. There wasn't really too much action, but we are really slowing down after a strong push. Daily, again, we're in a range. After coming down into the range, we're now in a range. Basically, we just have to decide. This is obviously a sell high area up at 1.280, 1.2770. That's a sell high area. If you start to see some reaction on the 4 hour, then it would make sense to look for shorts. Again, looking for longs, it has to the US dollar has to find some strength from somewhere. Friday, we've had a solid reaction. I'm not going to kid about that. But we are in an area that has caused a push to the downside. I would expect that price, again, it looks very similar to Euro Aussie in terms of strong push, but we have this break and retest area all the way down here. So yeah, it's up for debate as well. To me, my overall bias is still going to be short dollar CAD, short Euro Aussie, and long pound dollar, but I have to take it day to day because there is conflicting options on the higher time frames, which shouldn't mean too much on the kind of day to day. You just have to go with how things are flowing. If I wake up on Monday morning and things are very strong bullish still, then obviously I would look for short term buys into an area that sellers could come in, but there's nothing wrong with buying into that area as long as there's enough room between your entry and your management point to make the trade worthwhile. Or if you want to take it more relaxed, then I would wait until you got higher, saw some sellers coming in, saw a breakdown of 4 hour support or a daily bearish candle, and then look for shorts again to kind of get that next main push of the week. Or if you're looking for the main push and it does so happen to be to the upside, then I would either wait for a deep pullback and then evidence with like a 1 hour break of structure to the upside or whatever, or wait for a push above this daily structure resistance and retest and look for that. But again, a week is only 5 daily candles, so it's 5 daily candles. It's not really enough to really change too much on the day. It's more to do with the 4 hour, because obviously that's more like, what's that, six 4 hours a day, so 24. My math's been on the spot here. Yeah, so yeah, it's like nearly 30 candles, so that's obviously going to make a difference on the 4 hour more than on the daily. The daily quite easily can just stay in a range for the whole week, but actually the 4 hour gives you plenty of trades in line with the 1 hour, and using the daily as basically immediate momentum and looking at the previous day's range for sell high, buy low areas to get those quick trades if the higher time frame like the daily is currently sideways until momentum shows its hand again. But yeah, that's all from me for this week. I'm going to do like a general learning video as well, to do with probably stop loss or identifying key levels. I think that can be useful. So that should be up as well, probably later today or in the start of the week.